Life in Bali is generally pretty awesome. You can spend the day lounging by the pool, just chill around the villa, or you could actually leave your villa to go, you know what, on second thought, never mind. My name is Adrian Fields and I'm an expat entrepreneur who's been living in Bali for the past 4 years. In this video today, I'm going to share with you my essentials that I cannot live without in Bali. So very first, let's talk about Tokopedia because without it, I really don't think that I could exist or thrive in Bali. Now, if you couldn't realize from that intro, I am a total homebody bordering on a hermit. I really don't like to leave my house because I have a beautiful villa, and frankly, it's pretty stressful every time you leave the house here in Bali just because the heat, the humidity, the traffic, it's just like very intense and energy sapping. So as much as possible, I try to stay home. And that means I do almost all of my shopping online rather than going to stores. And there's actually a couple reasons for that, the ones that I already mentioned, but then also the fact that shopping in Bali is kind of challenging. You have all of these small little stores that are very dispersed throughout the island. They have like a random inventory, you never know what you're gonna find. And when you're looking for like that weird random item sometimes, you have absolutely no idea where to go for it. So enter Tokopedia, which is basically Indonesia's version of Amazon. Clearly it's not as good. You don't have like Prime and free 2-day delivery, but it actually is really good and it works. And I have bought like everything that you can imagine on Tokopedia, from like 90% of my home decor to this new MacBook Pro that I bought recently, like literally everything. And it is legit and everything has always been delivered. I've never had a single problem with Tokopedia, so I really recommend them wholeheartedly. And unfortunately, this video is not sponsored by Tokopedia, but I really think that they should because I have spent an enormous amount of money over the years on that website. Tokopedia is really easy to use. I find it the most user-friendly of all of the shopping platforms here in Indonesia, the two others being Lazada and Shopee. Because unlike those, Tokopedia is actually available in English, and furthermore, it integrates really well with whatever form of payment you want to make. In my case, I have an Indonesian bank account, so that's really easy to pay. But even before I had an Indonesian bank account, there's options for either cash on delivery, or I used to pay at an Indomaret. Like I would go there and either pay by credit card or pay cash for my purchases. So Indonesia, in that sense, like they know that people usually have non-traditional banking, like especially in the countryside or, you know, in places that are not in the cities. So even if you are coming here for only a couple months and you don't have an Indonesian bank account or an Indonesian credit card, you can still buy stuff online, and that will, trust me, save you so much effort and like stress. All of the other essential items in this video are things that I've actually bought on Tokopedia, so I'm going to link to them down below if you want to purchase them as well. So welcome to my office / photo studio. As you can see, all my equipment behind me. Actually, everything that you see was purchased on Tokopedia, of course. Now I have two essentials in here that I want to show you and explain to you why they are my essentials. So the first one, let me show, I have to get on the ground, is a dehumidifier. Let's see, it's down here. Here it is, my little dehumidifier from some random, oh I just turned it off. Anyway, my dehumidifier from some random brand, and I needed this because especially this room, this office, which I'm not that frequently in because I don't work that much, is very, very humid. Like the door is always closed and it's dark and it just attracts way too much humidity, and it's, as you know, not good for electronics. And being that this is where I have my laptop and all of my camera equipment and everything, humidity is not good. So I finally bought a dehumidifier. You can see it actually here. So you can see that it is collecting water, and it's a small one. I mean, it only costs around like $50 US, but it actually does work pretty well. I just empty it every couple days, and I do for sure notice a difference in the humidity level in this room. So I think that that is an absolute essential, is to have a dehumidifier when you're living in Bali for your electronics or for anything that is valuable, because otherwise, prior to having the dehumidifier, there was stuff that was getting moldy. And I even have over here, we're still in my office, down there, I have a special dehumidifier box specifically for my camera and my external hard drives, because those have to be extra protected. The other thing that I have here in my office that was an essential is this little thing, which I think maybe turned off. Maybe I need to replace the batteries. Can you see it? Here it is. So what that is a mosquito repellent, and I have the kind of mosquito repellents with the liquid all over the house, but in my office I did not have any more outlets like the upright ones where I could put in the liquid mosquito repellent. And this room, as I said, not only is it very humid, but it was attracting an insane amount of mosquitoes. Every time I would come in here, I would get eaten by mosquitoes, specifically in this room. Like, I think that they were breeding in here because, again, the humidity, the darkness, etc. And so I needed a solution. I found that on Tokopedia, and since I bought it, I haven't noticed any more mosquitoes in my office, which is really good because when I am in here and wanting to work, I don't want to be eaten by the mosquitoes. So I think that cost like $15 or something, and unlike the liquid ones, which burn out pretty fast, this is supposed to last for a month or two. It's battery operated, it's silent, it doesn't have a smell, and as I said, it actually works. So that would be the biggest benefit of it. Bali, I mean, it's the tropics, so it attracts a ton of bugs, a ton of mosquitoes, all of those things which I despise. So I am constantly trying to battle the elements here, and that one is a very, very big help. Look at what a gorgeous day it is today. All right, now I'm going to take you into my bedroom to show you my other essential items. I have two in here to show. All right, so this baby behind me is an air filter, and I bought this in the first house that I lived in Canggu because I was right next to a rice field that was constantly burning. And that is kind of a reoccurring theme in Bali. There's just a lot of air pollution, but even more than that, I mean, in any particular room, they seem to gather a lot of dust, and I have a dog who sheds, so I'm very allergic to pollens and allergens and dust and things like that. So for me, an air filter is an absolute necessity for, again, the quality of the air, and I have this running pretty much 24/7 since like I bought it 3 years ago, and it's still going. It's from Sharp. It's only like $100 something on Tokopedia, so it was definitely a good purchase. And every few months, like actually every maybe 6 months, I just buy a filter replacement. And yeah, it's something that, again, you have to be aware of here in Bali. Like, there's just so much pollutants and dust and everything. It's a constant battle to keep this house clean. And if you are sensitive like me, you probably want to invest in an air filter. The last item that I want to show you is here in my bathroom, and that is this shower filter. Now, the water in Bali is really terrible. I mean, forget about drinking it unless you want to get jaundice or some other horrible parasite. But in terms of even showering with it, it is not good for your hair, not good for your skin. I noticed that my hair was kind of like getting really dry, brittle, and falling out, and I realized also that I was not the only person that this was happening to, and it's just because the water in Bali is very highly chlorinated. I think it has a lot of salt in it as well. It's just not filtered very well. So one of the very first things I bought here, which is actually maybe even the very first thing that I bought on Tokopedia, because I remember like, this is a big problem, where am I gonna find a shower filter? I looked online, and I think that was the very, very first item I ever bought on Tokopedia. Anyway, yes, shower filter absolutely needed if you care about your hair, your skin, etc. I have now double filtered my water because the top one is the item that I bought on Tokopedia, and it's like pretty heavy duty. And then the second one I bought in Bangkok, and that is a rosemary infused shower filter. So I just have them kind of like double working there to get all the stuff out. And even still with two water filters, my shower head gets like all crusty. So that means that there's still gunk that is coming through the water. Water quality here is just not good. I mean, kind of like the air quality as well. We are battling for survival here in Bali. And with that being said, I think that that is something that you really want to have if you're staying here for a good amount of time. And again, you care about your hair, your skin, etc. I even have one on my like bathtub thing as well. This is a different filter head, but I don't really use it very often, to be honest. But I'll link to that down below as well if you want to use that one. So these are my absolute essentials of stuff that I cannot live without in Bali. Everything you can find on Tokopedia, I just wholeheartedly recommend them. And check out the links down below if you want to buy any of these things as well. So thank you guys for watching this video, and until the next time, take care, and I will see you later.